Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on some Spider-Man 2 updates, some major updates at that, with Marvel Spider-Man 2 Patch 3 dropping and the game being Steam Deck verified. Now, I haven't played the game on the deck myself, but I did hear that people were running the game on the deck initially when it came out, and it was running at very low settings, but it was crashing. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the patch notes as well. But if you guys do want to pick up Spider-Man 2 for yourself, you know I gotta do a little bit of shilling here. For our good friends over at Green Man Gaming, Spider-Man 2 can be had discounted for $51. Definitely a better price than paying the full $60. It's listed at $51 for XP members, or you could use the code FEB15, that's FEB15. So, jump on that if you do want. I will say right off the top, I have completed Spider-Man 2 on PC. I 100%ed the game after, I think it was the second patch that really improved my game. Now, when I say improved my game, I ultimately still had to play the game on high with ray tracing turned off. I just didn't want to risk it. Like, I found the settings that wasn't making the game crash on my PC. Let me reiterate that. On my PC, it wasn't crashing. Other people are facing crashes, and just because my experience got a lot better after the patches doesn't mean everybody's experience did, you know? I was infuriated by the comment section in the other videos I did where people were like, sounds like it's a you problem. Sounds like your PC's just not good enough. The game's running great on mine, when, you know, in reality, people have wildly different configurations, and sometimes it's just a crapshoot, and that feels like what was happening with Spider-Man 2. I will also say that the Steam reception of the game has shifted from mixed to mostly positive, 70% across the 9,500 reviews. So there you go with that. But Patch 3, this week's update includes stability improvements and bug fixes based on player feedback. We've also implemented the latest version of NVIDIA Streamline SDK and included dozens of small visual bug fixes related to various aspects such as reflections, ray trace shadows, and textures. We are actively working on more updates with additional bug fixes and performance optimizations. Thank you to everyone for playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. Updated NVIDIA Streamline SDK to version 2.7.2, fixes for various visual bugs and cinematics on ultra-wide monitors, various visual bug fixes related to reflections, various visual bug fixes related to ray trace shadows, various fixes for low quality texture assets, various user interface bug fixes and improvements. When opening the suits menu, the list will now always scroll to the selected suit. Pull quick time events now work when space or left mouse button are assigned to jump or dodge. Fixed a crash that could occur during the graffiti and trouble, with text language set to Spanish, and various stability improvements and optimization. So, good on Nixxes for continually updating the game. I will reiterate that the game shouldn't have been released in the horrendous state that it did, and I have friends that are playing Spider-Man 2 right now on PC. One of them is playing on an RTX 3060, the other one is playing on, I think it's a 5700 XT, an older AMD GPU. The guy on the 5700 XT is having a nightmare playing this game. The guy on the 3060 doing fine. Me on my 4070, again, after the second patch, the game got a lot better, and I was able to complete the game. After the second patch, I stopped facing crashes as well. So that was quite nice, and I 100% of the game, did all the side quests, everything. It's not really that big of an undertaking in Spider-Man 2. Great game! Did really enjoy it going through it again. Obviously, I played it on the PlayStation 5 when it initially dropped, but yeah, I did really enjoy the game. It's just unfortunate that it did have to go through all of those issues. Now, the game is deck verified. What that means really varies from game to game. I don't have my deck in my new apartment. The deck is actually back in my parents' house. So I only have the ROG Ally with me these days. And that's if I do want to play something portably, which I don't do as much as I would like to these days. You know, I use the ROG Ally. I did try to run Spider-Man 2 initially when it came out on the Ally, just for, you know, S's and giggles. But yeah, it was a train wreck and did not run well. I also did hear from people playing the game on the deck when it initially came out. They played it at 720p low settings, and it was able to run, but it would just crash. That's the issue with Spider-Man 2. It's a VRAM thing, and VRAM crashing was very prevalent across the board with Spider-Man 2, and that was like, it seems like the main issue I faced. There's a couple of other bugs that I faced, and it seemed like a lot of other people, the trail missions where the trail just vanishes and you gotta restart from checkpoint, that I faced quite a few times, but like, bugs like that don't bother me that much. It's when a game literally crashes multiple times or there's just heavy stuttering. Those two things for me are literal game-breaking experiences. Heavy stuttering, game-breaking, and then also the game crashing. If it's like 2 times an hour, we got a problem. If it's a crash once every 3 hours, I'm not gonna say that's game-breaking, but multiple times, like if I have a play session and I got 6 hours blocked out and I'm gonna play a game, and if it crashes 6 to 8 times during that period, even with Spider-Man 2 having frequent autosaves, that's a game-breaking experience to me, and that is the reality with Spider-Man 2, or it was the reality. After Patch 2, my experience was smooth as hell, and getting to the end was no problem. And, you know, Spider-Man 2 is a great game. You can think of what you want about certain missions. There are definitely some super cringe missions, side missions, I should say. Particularly, some of the Miles side missions are just terrible, but a lot of the side content is really good, and if you just go through the main story, I think the main story is phenomenal. Like, it's really well done, and the gameplay is even better than the original Spider-Man, and I love the original Spider-Man, but you're talking about, you know, the Venom powers and everything like that are done really, really well. But I had a great time with the game, and at the very least, if nothing else, like, look, if the game is pretty good right now, the turnaround from Spider-Man 2 to a good PC version ultimately was 16 months, I think. Yeah, 16 months. Like, you know, we're getting better as far as the turnaround times on these PC games, and I saw Shuhei Yoshida recently talked about, you know, the PC releases that PlayStation's doing, and he correlated to literally printing money because, and like I said this as well, a lot of times it's much cheaper to port a game to PC than doing a brand new experience, and there's a lot of benefits that it does offer. You know, part of me would argue that the PC game should just come out day one, but I totally understand why PlayStation doesn't want to do that, because there is a perception game that you want to retain, that the PlayStation titles coming out, they come to PlayStation day one, and PlayStation is the only place to play them. I do think there's value in having that, and to keep your ecosystem and the people in that ecosystem happy. And the hardcore PlayStation fans are super, super defensive. Like, there's a lot of the PlayStation guys that absolutely hate that games are coming to PC because they're very territorial with their games. I think that's super, that's clown behavior. Like, who cares about what games are released on what platforms? You know, I look at it from the lens of Xbox releasing games on PlayStation from a long-term standpoint. I think that can dilute the console ecosystem and the competition that exists, and that's gonna make PlayStation rest on their laurels, and they can get away with doing whatever they want. I really ultimately don't care. Like, you could put the game on the damn Ouya for all I care. You know, more people playing the game I think is a great thing, but there are consequences that I understand of releasing your games on other platforms and when you release them, that it's a conversation worth having, and I totally understand it from that standpoint. Nonetheless, that's gonna do it for me. Would I pick up Spider-Man 2 right now? You know, probably not. I would probably say wait 6 months, wait for it to get better. Why not? You already waited a month. You already waited 16 months since the game initially came out. What's the harm in waiting another, you know, 6 to 8 months? You'll get the game at a deeper discount, so on and so forth. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.